From 1968 to 2000, legendary radio disc jockey Charles Laquidara ruled the airwaves in Boston, first at WBCN and then at WZLX. He called his show The Big Mattress, and rightfully so. It was the first radio show to feature an ensemble cast of characters, creating some of the best radio that has ever been performed. And Charles had the ratings to prove it. Well, for the past 20 years, he's been living on Maui, but comes home every year around this time to take in a Patriots game or two and see his friends and family. But this year is a little different, because on December 10th, Charles will take to the stage at Boston's Wilbur Theater and present what's called the first farewell tour, An Evening of Michigas. Charles, welcome home.
Well, thank you, Henry. It's good to be here. And first of all, we never called ourselves disc jockeys. We thought disc jockeys were those lame, blazer-wearing, fast-talking, golden-throated, lame people, you know, that didn't know anything about music and only played the same 40 songs. So we called ourselves air personalities, which is kind of smug now that you think about it. But
well, this is public radio. You can be an air personality.
And your audience may not necessarily be the audience that I had back when I was doing rock radio. The GBH audience was, I would say, a little more sophisticated. I won't go into the details, but I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. So, a long time ago, when I was doing radio, my music background was classical.
Right.
I started off growing up in Milford, Mass., which is a little towny town, mostly Italian, in 30 miles southwest of Boston. And when I was growing up, this was before rock and roll. I mean, go figure. I'm 60 years old, give or take 5 decades. And so when I was growing up, this was when we were trying to get lucky on dates. We didn't hear all these great rock songs. We heard Pat Boone and Johnny Mathis, and it just was kind of shocky. And so I didn't know any great music. And so when I went to RISD, I wanted to fit in with everybody in Rhode Island School of Design, and they were coming in from all over the world.
Joining you on stage will be your old pal, the former Red Sox pitcher, Bill Spaceman Lee.
Left-handed.
That's a six-pack right there.
Yeah, he's going to be starting out. I don't know. This guy has his own winery, and when I called him and asked him if he'd want to do it, I said, Bill, do you want to come to Boston and do this thing at the Wilbur and sort of just be the opening act? And he said, yeah, I'd love to do it. And I said, well, do you need help? Do you want me to go out there? He said, no. He said, I did this big comedy special, and I was better than all the comedians. So he's got no problem with self-esteem.
No, that's for sure. I remember, Charles, when I was getting into radio back in the 70s, someone said to me, if you can work with Charles Laquidara, you can work with anyone. So I made it my mission to work on The Big Mattress, and you did. You brought me on. And that way I would be able to tell if I could make it in the business. So thank you for helping me make it in the business.
It's so funny. There's all these people are saying what a tyrant I was and how horrible I was to work with. And then they do the same thing you just did. They follow it up with, thank you, because now I can work anywhere.
You can see Charles Laquidara on stage at the Wilbur Theater December 10th, and you can see Charles on the big screen in WBCN and the American Revolution.
Thank you, Henry, very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Charles.
Mahalo and aloha. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that anymore because I'm moving to California. What do they say?
In California?
Peace, man.
Peace out, man. Peace out.